So, good morning, John, and I want to say a big thank you for joining me today to discuss what we see, both of us, the importance of why leadership development is important for core MDT members and why it matters really around MDT effectiveness, safety, importantly, quality, productivity, and also cancer care delivery to give patients the best we can give them. So just going to do an introduction. So I'm Jackie from 360 Degrees Society, and I have had the utmost honour and privilege to work with several cancer alliances now for the last 7 years. And part of that work, I've been working with MDTs, core members, as well as chairs around leadership development, along with the system leadership programs. And I know from speaking before, we're both really passionate about the difference leadership can make for cancer patients and the care that they get. So I really want to get your opinions today, John, and we're really looking at doing this video through a number of questions. So would you like to do your introduction, John? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jackie. Yeah, pleasure to join you today. So my name's John Elliott, and I'm the MDT Optimisation Programme Manager here at the West Midlands Cancer Alliance. And I've been working with our clinical and operational colleagues for the last few months on the delivery of the programme with all of our providers here in the West Midlands.
Thank you, John. So I know we've worked together in the last year because we've been providing a leadership programme for core MDT members. And, you know, we've had key themes that have arose, we've had some excellent evaluations, etc. But why, in your opinion, do you feel leadership is critical for core members?
Yeah, so I think this is a really complex question, actually. And I think the first thing that I wanted to draw on is around the fact that we know in 2026 that cancer care is complex, but also we've got the added dimension of expectations on our MDTs now on the delivery of high quality care, alongside ensuring that patients receive timely care and to deliver operational performance, but then also the expectation for MDTs and that are also required to change over time. We know that MDTs were first established now more than 30 years ago, so that's back in the 90s, and the context since then has changed significantly. So, for example, we've got many of our clinicians that use our MDTs as a learning environment, and therefore leadership to remind colleagues of what MDTs were first established for is really important.
Indeed. And I think, you know, all your thoughts there really link into some of the research done by Lamb and Sokol, who talk about the observational studies for cancer MDT showing leadership is one of the strongest predictors of high quality decisions. So absolutely, it's quite crucial to around that. So we're going to move in, okay, with another question. And this is very much based upon your experience and how you feel strong leadership actually improves MDT function and improves their performance, quality, and optimization. So what have you seen, John, around the importance of strong leadership to do this?
Yeah, so from our experience of working with MDTs and also together, Jackie, with yourselves over the last 6 to 12 months in particular, I think I personally I've seen MDTs and MDT leadership as a conduit for change management. So just drawing back to what I shared there about the changing context and the changing landscape for delivering cancer care since MDTs were first established, we now know that the MDTs simply cannot stay the same as they always were. We've got increasing demand for our services, so increasing referrals coming through weekly for decision making at our MDTs that therefore necessitate the requirement for change. And so having really strong leadership in delivering that change and ensuring there is a clear vision for colleagues within the MDT is really crucial to enabling high quality care. We
Thank
need
you.
to ensure that our MDT leads and leadership of the whole MDT is a safe space and an environment where MDT leads feel enabled to be able to create change. And when we're talking about not just having a weekly MDT, but some of the things that really matter behind that, so understanding whether or not our treatment outcomes are resulting in improved survivorship and the overall design and functionality of MDT, it's really important that we have empowered leaders within the MDT space that can bring about that change. MDT streamlining has been really central to transformation of MDTs in the last few years. And I also see that when linked to change management as a conduit for improving the quality and functionality of our MDTs for going forward.
Indeed. And I think, again, that's picked up, isn't it? Particularly the psychological safety elements in a lot of the research. So again, Sokol talks about poor leadership is associated with passive attendance, reduced challenge, and decision making, and really links into those comorbidities, and patient voice isn't heard as well. So I think what you've said there, John, is really, really important around that leadership, people all being, feeling psychologically safe to give their opinion and step back and so forth. So absolutely is crucial. So our next thoughts are around collective leadership. And, leadership development is a significant investment, but I think it's also important, I believe. So thinking about the learning from yourselves as West Midlands Cancer Alliance and what you feel you have gained as an alliance for investing in MDT development, why do you feel collective leadership is important for improving MDT effectiveness? So here we're thinking about, it isn't just the voice of the lead or indeed the chair, it's everyone having equal space and feeling psychologically safe to really make a difference.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. So my reflections around this, firstly, about making sure that we've got a confidence within the MDT to support decision making. So if we have leadership that goes beyond one or two individuals within an MDT, we're ensuring that we create that psychologically safe environment, that we're bringing about confidence for individuals to speak up. But we're also ensuring that all aspects of the cancer agenda are being considered as part of decision making for our patients as part of treatment planning. So when we're talking about ensuring there's personalised care for each and every single patient and the Living with and Beyond agenda, which has become central to the design of our services and pathways, it's really key that leadership isn't just seen as one individual leading that MDT, but actually a collective of healthcare professionals that each have different experiences, knowledge, and skills that contribute to high quality care that is wholly inclusive of what is best for the patient as well. The other thing that I wanted to draw on this question is around confidence in leading MDTs, and particularly in the context of a post-pandemic era. So we know that when I shared with you around the increasing workload pressures, increasing demand for services, complex care, and patient expectations, that can sometimes arise in conflict within our MDTs, and therefore ensuring that we have a collective leadership where we can form a safe space to resolve conflict within an MDT, particularly in a post-pandemic era, is really crucial to ensuring that we have MDTs that are running effectively.
Indeed. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because one of our webinars were how to have difficult conversations. And, we've talked about the confidence that people gain from attending that webinar, which for a lot, I think it was something like over 95% of those that attended, they felt their confidence to have them difficult conversations had gone up, which is fantastic, isn't it? Because we know, and I mean, the 7 years I've worked with MDT, conflict in an MDT is one of the most common denominators, and it stops people, feeling psychologically safe, being innovative. A lot of psychological safety work comes to the fact that there's conflict there and people don't feel confident. So it was great to see that change in people's confidence levels, as well as having a toolkit of how to really have some difficult conversations. Because when we're all passionate and motivated by things, people, the conflict is there, and conflict is a part of working in teams, but often people don't know how to deal with it. So it's great that we're pulling that out as well. So thank you for that. Yeah. So I suppose really, given that we know the importance of MDT optimisation and the importance of MDTs and the difference they can make for care for patients and crucial decision making. And we know that it's going to be, we think, in the cancer plan, the new cancer plan. What would you say, John, to those MDTs members, or indeed other alliances or trusts that don't see MDT leadership development, or they may see it as optional? What would you say about the investment, and why do you think it's needed?
Yeah, so I think my response to that is, I suppose, for individuals that are considering MDT leadership, the question is, based on what I've shared, actually, how can we not afford to invest in this space? And I'd say that in particular in the context of what I've shared and with the challenges that MDTs are facing in 2026 and beyond. So, for example, when we talk about the requirement to ensure that we provide high quality care for our cancer patients, that we are timely with our decision making, that we create psychologically safe environments, and that we facilitate transformation and reduce delays to cancer care, the fundamental crux of that within MDTs is around the leadership as an enabler, and also for supporting change management. So some of the elements that we're exploring as a West Midlands Cancer Alliance, for example, are around refreshing our clinical guidelines and supporting development of refreshed standards of care, but also looking at principles for ways of working within MDTs that can help provide the guiding light to delivering MDTs in the context of virtualization and what I've showed it earlier with the wider context. So I suppose it's drawing back to our way of ensuring that we continue our improvement journey is by maintaining our MDT leadership development and ensuring that that's widely accessible for all.
Absolutely, John. And it's fantastic to have talked to you this morning. And, I know that our passions are so aligned, and I know that there's some fantastic work that you're going to be doing in West Midlands Cancer Alliance in 2026. And we look forward to collaborating on some of that. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.